Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This is our next card in the Petal Arrangements series that we're doing this week. I've got it on a Daffodil Delight card base with a strawberry slush mat and then a basic white card front that I have used my blending brushes and then done white heat embossing on. So the card front is 5 1/4 by 4. The strawberry slush mat is 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. And again, you can absolutely use one of your rectangle dies to cut out the middle of the mat if you want to save some of that paper. I haven't done it for this video, but you absolutely can. So the greeting is from the Extraordinary Flora set, and this the die cut is from the More Messages dies. And all I did here is I took the pieces that I trimmed off to make other cards, and I just put them in behind just to add a little bit of interest to the middle. And then these are the is it Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush gems that I've put on. And for the card that we're going to do in the video today, I've already pre-done the greeting, and let's put those two things out of the way. I've got a strawberry slush card base and a granny apple green mat, and this is my basic white piece, and I'm pulling in the holographic resin dots on this one. So what I'm really playing with here is the different way different colors affect what you've done with your card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my blending, and I'm just going to move all of this just up here out of the way. You can still see it. There we go. The only disadvantage with doing blending brushes on a card and then doing heat embossing is that it can make the heat emboss powder stick to the card a little bit if it's a little bit more wet. So I'm just going to add a little bit more color in the middle. Okay, so that's our granny apple green all done. Let's go around with the strawberry slush, and I kind of put the strawberry slush where the protea flowers are. These are protea and plumerias. So this is a protea and this is the plumeria. So I had to look that up, but yes, now I'm better educated. But yes, these are really, really pretty flowers. So like I say, I'm just kind of putting the colors where the flowers are going to be and leaving the rest kind of in a green. And I'm just going to add color everywhere a little bit. And then we're going to do our heat embossing. What I am going to try is just blasting this with a little bit of heat before I do the embossing powder on it, just to see if that's going to just help dry it up a little bit. So excuse the noise for a minute. Okay, then I'm going to let it cool down before I do the heat embossing. Let's just pull those back in so that it doesn't actually stick. Okay, so this is our stamp, and what I've done is I've set it up like it's the background stamp. Remember in the first video I said I thought, why does all this extra rubber here? And I cut all the shapes out. Well, they're all together because it's supposed to be a background stamp, and I didn't understand that when I bought it. It does say that in the description. It's I just didn't read the description. I saw the picture and went, oh, those are pretty, and didn't actually read the description. So if I had, I would have known, but you can still kind of put it together. So I'm just going to stamp this down like this, making sure that I am all over the card base. And it is larger than the card base. So, but what having these cut out also means that I can actually see where my card is. So it's a bit of a win. You know, we'll call it a happy accident, a Bob Ross happy accident. Okay, so let's bring in our white. You could do this if you wanted to do this as like an anniversary card or something. You could bring in gold or silver embossing powder. I'm just going to use the white. And this would be a good emboss resist technique as well, where you do the embossing first, and then you do the blending over top, and then just kind of rub the ink off. I wanted to do it this way because I think the heat embossing is just a little bit more crisp and shows up a little bit better when you do it this way, and that's what I wanted for this card. So I am just making sure that I have got powder everywhere, and I do. Okay, so it is going to get noisy again for a minute. I am going to just heat emboss this and pick it up so that I don't put my finger in any of the powder. There we go. Once it starts going, you can see it really go. Turn it around so you don't burn your fingers. Okay, I'm just going to do one final check under the light to make sure that I do indeed have all of the powder shiny and there's no dull spots, and there aren't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add ribbon to this. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to flat mount this. Now, let's do this just a little bit differently. I am going to add the ribbon to this piece. Here I added it, I mounted this on the mat, and then I put the ribbon around. I'm going to put the ribbon around this first. So I'm going to put just a strip of adhesive and a strip of adhesive, and we'll put the ribbon on and then bring it round. There we go. And then I can mount this onto the mat. Okay. And again, this is a 5 1/4 by 4 mounted on a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So it is super, super narrow margins. So there we go. I've got that all put together. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimensionalize this piece onto my card base. So here's me thinking I got my dimensionals out. I must have put them away again. Okay, so I'm going to put lots of dimensionals on this just because I can. And it will help the whole card front just stay up just a little bit better. So there we go. And again, my video is me peeling the backings off things. So we have just come off Paper Pumpkin Week, and it was a really good week, really good kit. So yeah, I'm really pleased with all the comments and all the ideas that people shared. And I'm also really thrilled with all the ideas people shared about the new changes with the stamp cases and that. I know that the new cases are going to be, or the new sleeves are going to be taller than the plastic cases we have. And because I've only seen in pictures what it looks like, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm hoping that the stamps are still kind of on the same kind of size of acetate, and that I can just take them and put them in a case. So that's what I'm planning to do. I'm putting an adhesive dot. I need to take the backing off of this underneath the ribbon here, just to kind of hold it in place. So I'm just going to pop that down like that. And I've already tied the bow, because you know me and bows on live TV. It's not live, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm just putting an adhesive dot on there like that, peeling that off, and I'm just going to pop this down right here. Now again, the greeting is from the Extraordinary Flora set, and I've dimensionalized it, and I'm just kind of tucking it up here over that ribbon a little bit, and then just making sure I'm straight, popping it down. And again, I'm bringing in those holographic gems, because I think the gems really kind of perk this up. It's a very soft, very subtle card. There's not bright jarring colors on it anywhere, so I think it needs just a little bit of bling. And the nice thing about using a background stamp is you can pretty much predict where you're going to end up putting your gems each and every time, because it's the same image. So, and I need one more down here. So there we go. That is our two versions of the card. And you can see it's the same ink on the card. This one appears to be just that little bit brighter, I think, with the Strawberry Slush on the Daffodil Delight, whereas this one is a little bit more toned down with the Granny Apple Green on the Strawberry Slush. So let me know what colors you would do this in, and let's create together again soon.